The year is 2025. We stand at the cusp of June. A new summer season approaches the United States. This summer promises to be different. Forecasters with their intricate models are painting a picture. This picture shows a summer season that will likely etch itself into our memories. It suggests a period where the mercury in our thermometers will frequently climb. It will climb higher than we are typically accustomed to seeing during these months. The air itself may feel heavier, laden with an unusual degree of warmth. Across the vast expanse of the nation, a similar story is expected to unfold. From the Atlantic shores to the Pacific coast, the narrative is one of heat. It is a tale of temperatures striving to surpass the ordinary. We are not just speaking of a few warm days scattered here and there. Instead, the predictions point towards a more sustained period of elevated warmth. This suggests a summer that could redefine what we consider normal. The natural world, in its resilience, will adapt. Yet, the shift will be noticeable. It will be felt by every living creature, from the smallest insect to the largest mammal, including ourselves. The term hotter than normal is what experts are using. This is a simple phrase, yet it carries significant weight. It implies a departure from the long-term averages we have come to know. It hints at conditions that might challenge our comfort. It may also challenge our resources. July. This is the heart of summer in the Northern Hemisphere. For 2025, July is singled out. It is marked as a month of particularly intense and unrelenting heat across most of the United States. Imagine the sun reaching its zenith, day after day. Its rays beat down with an intensity that feels almost tangible. This is the scenario that predictions are leaning towards. The heat will not be a fleeting visitor. Instead, it is expected to settle in, like an uninvited guest who overstays their welcome. This persistence is a key characteristic of the forecast. The days may begin warm and quickly escalate to hot. Even the nights might offer little respite. The accumulated heat of the day will linger in the concrete of cities. It will radiate from the parched earth in rural areas. This continuous warmth can be taxing. It tests the endurance of ecosystems and human communities alike. Air conditioning units will whir constantly. Fans will become essential companions. Finding shade and coolness will be a daily quest for many. The sheer relentlessness of the heat is what will define this period. It is a powerful force of nature. Record-breaking temperatures are a distinct possibility during this July. Thermometers could climb to levels rarely seen in recorded history for some locations. These are not just numbers on a chart. They represent real-world conditions. They mean scorching pavements and shimmering horizons. The western states, a land of dramatic landscapes and powerful sun, are bracing for an exceptionally hot summer. This region, already familiar with warmth, is predicted to experience temperatures that are notably above normal. States like California, Nevada, and Arizona are in the direct path of this intense heat. The sun here can be unforgiving. In 2025, its power is expected to be amplified. The vast deserts will bake, the mountain ranges will offer less cool refuge than usual. This is a significant climatic signal for a region that is home to millions. In the Southwest, the story is much the same. New Mexico and parts of Texas are also looking at a high probability of above normal temperatures. The heat here can be dry, a searing intensity that drains moisture from everything it touches. This kind of heat has a profound effect on the environment. It influences water availability, a critical resource in these arid and semi-arid lands. It also shapes the behavior of wildlife, forcing animals to seek shade and water with greater urgency. The very rhythm of life can be altered by such sustained periods of elevated temperatures. The heat is not confined to the western territories. Far to the east, the northeast of the United States is also forecast to experience a summer with a high probability of above normal temperatures. This region, known for its distinct seasons, may find its summer months unusually warm. Cities like New York, Boston, and Philadelphia could swelter under conditions that are hotter than their inhabitants are typically used to. The humidity, often a companion to summer warmth in this area, could make the heat feel even more oppressive. This combination can be particularly challenging in urban environments. Florida, the Sunshine State, is accustomed to heat and humidity. Yet, even here, the summer of 2025 is expected to push the boundaries of normal. Above normal temperatures are predicted for this peninsula. This means that the already tropical warmth could reach new levels of intensity. The long sunny days will be met with warm, muggy nights offering little relief. Section 5. The parched lands wildfire threat in the far west. The far west, encompassing states like California, Oregon, and Washington, faces a dual challenge this summer. Not only are above-normal temperatures expected, but these conditions are likely to be accompanied by drier-than-average weather. This combination is a potent recipe for increased wildfire risk. When the land is hot and the vegetation is dry, it takes only a spark to ignite a blaze. That spark can come from lightning, human activity, or accidental sources. The drier the fuel, the more readily it burns, and the faster a fire can spread. The forests and grasslands of the far west are naturally adapted to fire to some extent. However, prolonged periods of drought and extreme heat can create conditions where wildfires become larger, more intense, and more difficult to control. The summer of 2025 could see these conditions align. Vegetation, already stressed by the heat, will lose moisture more rapidly if rainfall is scarce. This turns vast areas of woodland and chaparral into tinderboxes. The fire season, which has been starting earlier and lasting longer in recent years, could be particularly severe. The risk of wildfires has profound implications. Section 6. New England skies, a mix of sun and showers. While much of the country braces for drier conditions, a different pattern is expected in New England and parts of the wider Northeast. Here, the summer of 2025 is predicted to bring near-average precipitation. This means that while the temperatures are likely to be above normal, the region may not suffer from a significant lack of rainfall. The familiar greenery of New England might therefore remain relatively lush. The rivers and lakes could maintain healthy levels. This is a crucial detail in the broader summer forecast. However, near-average precipitation does not necessarily mean gentle, consistent rain. The forecast also includes the possibility of heavy downpours. Summer weather systems in this region can sometimes be intense. Warm, moist air, when lifted, can produce thunderstorms capable of delivering a large amount of rain in a short period. These events can lead to localized flooding, especially in urban areas or along smaller streams and rivers. So, while the overall moisture levels might be average, the way it arrives could be quite dramatic at times. Section 7. Dry horizons, from the northwest to the Great Plains. Moving westward from New England, the precipitation outlook changes significantly. A large corridor of the United States, stretching from the northwest coast across to the upper Mississippi Valley, is expected to experience below normal precipitation. This includes states like Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, the Dakotas, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. For these regions, the summer of 2025 could be marked by a persistent lack of rainfall. This dryness, when combined with the anticipated above-normal temperatures, raises concerns about drought conditions. In the Pacific Northwest, below-normal precipitation during the summer months can exacerbate water supply issues. This region relies heavily on winter snowpack for its water resources. If the summer is also dry, reservoirs may dwindle, and stream flows could reduce. This has implications for agriculture, hydropower generation, and aquatic ecosystems. Section 8. The Enigma of ENSO, a neutral stance. Behind these seasonal forecasts lies a complex interplay of global climate patterns. One of the most significant of these is the El Niño Southern Oscillation, or ENSO. This phenomenon involves changes in sea surface temperatures in the tropical Pacific Ocean. It can shift weather patterns worldwide. ENSO has three phases: El Niño, which means warmer ocean temperatures, La Niña, which means cooler ocean temperatures, and ENSO neutral, which means near-average ocean temperatures. For the summer of 2025, specifically June through August, the Climate Prediction Center indicates a high probability, around 74%, of ENSO neutral conditions. What does ENSO neutral mean for the summer forecast? When El Niño or La Niña are active, they provide strong, predictable influences on weather patterns across North America. For example, El Niño often brings wetter conditions to the southern United States and warmer conditions to the north. Section 9. Gazing ahead. Understanding the forecast. As we look towards the summer of 2025, the picture painted by current forecasts is one of significant warmth. It is a summer that promises to be memorable, potentially for its intensity. The predictions of above normal temperatures across vast swaths of the United States, particularly in July, are based on the latest scientific understanding and analysis of climate trends. Sources like the Farmer's Almanac and the Climate Prediction Center, while using different methodologies, converge on this general outlook. This convergence lends weight to the forecast. It is important to remember, however, that these are forecasts, not certainties. Weather and climate are inherently complex systems. While our ability to predict seasonal patterns has improved immensely, there's always a degree of uncertainty. These outlooks represent the most likely scenario based on current data and trends. Unforeseen atmospheric developments could still alter regional outcomes.